Simple and elegant. That is how I describe this beautiful cake. Stay to the end to see how I decorated it. Today I'm starting off with a cake that's already filled, stacked, and crumb coated. This is my delicious chocolate cake layer. It is filled with a chocolate buttercream and covered with a chocolate buttercream. But guess what? This cake is going on a long ass journey, so I'm adding an extra layer for extra stability. What I'm decorating this cake with at the moment is a chocolate ganache. I made this chocolate ganache by using 2 parts milk chocolate and 1 part heavy whipping cream. I heated my whipping cream until it has a slight bubble, and then I poured the hot heavy cream over the chocolate, let it melt, and I covered it with some cling film while the cling film is touching the surface of the ganache so that it's set, and I use it the following day. Look at that very smooth finish. There I am using a sharp knife just to cut away the excess ganache from the top of the cake to create those very nice sharp edges. Now that my cake is perfectly covered with this chocolate ganache, I'm going ahead cleaning up my cake board, and then I'm going to let this ganache set a little bit. Out of the fridge, nice and firm ganache, and now I'm applying my layer of buttercream. Yes, that is buttercream. Do you see how it flows onto my cake? The consistency is nice and soft and smooth. That's how I love my buttercream. If you want to get access to my buttercream recipes, you can find it on my website. It is for sale, but I promise you it is well worth it. All right, I'm using that plastic scraper. Guys, I love using those plastic scrapers. I bought that one from Amazon, and down below in the description box, you will find link to my Amazon storefront where you can find all of my favorite cake decorating tools. I love using them, and I only recommend things that I really love to use. That very thin one now that I'm using to cut away the excess buttercream from the height of the cake. If you've watched quite a few of my videos, you'll realize that I always frost my cakes above the height of the cake. When I do that and I let the cake firm up in the fridge or the freezer, and I cut away that excess buttercream, it gives me that nice sharp edge that you're seeing there. That's how I achieve my sharp edges. Now on to decorating this cake. My client wanted something very nice and simple. The original plan for this cake was to send it in the post office, so send it via post to my client. However, a few days before the due date, my client said she would collect the cake, so we switched things up. If I was gonna send this cake in the post, the whole thing would have been done in chocolate ganache or fondant, and it would have arrived safely. But now we're doing buttercream. I'm using that parchment paper just to provide a little area for me to fill in with that bright pink buttercream, and it's working out well. However, when I peeled it away, I wasn't really liking the way it looked, but you'll see as we go along in the video that I did change things up a bit. But this parchment paper technique, it is perfect, and you can use it in so many different ways to add so many different depth and layers and textures to your cakes. I have a few videos here on YouTube with me using the parchment paper technique, so you can scroll through and have a good watch. Now I'm going ahead and I'm applying another patch of that bright pink to the next side of the cake, and you see that nice rough edge that it has. It's very uneven and just look a little bit rustic. I love that look, and because I really loved it, I went ahead and I reapplied some buttercream to the next side of the cake just to give it that nice uneven finish. I thought those nice straight lines was just looking a little bit too perfect for the design that I wanted. If you have a different thought, drop a comment down below and let me know. Before we go any further, remember to like the video if you've made it this far, and drop a comment down below and let me know if you're liking this content, and if you have any content suggestion, please let me know. I am ready to make a lot of videos just to help you along your cake baking and decorating journey. Make sure you are subscribed to see when I upload new content. As you see me there, that is how I cover my cake boards with fondant. I just roll out a long strip of fondant and unroll it around my cake board. It prevents me from having to decorate my cake board ahead of time, and it helps me to save fondant a bit. I don't have to use a whole heap of fondant to cover the whole cake board and then put the cake on top of the fondant. So this really works for me. After adding the white fondant, I realized I never really like how the white contrast with the two colors, but later on you're gonna see how I change that. What I'm using there is a edible luster dust paint. You can make this paint by mixing your edible luster dust with any clear alcohol or rejuvenator spirit or lemon extract or freshly squeezed lemon juice, anything that will evaporate and leave you with a nice paste on your cake. So I went over the bright pink areas with that edible luster dust paint and I'm loving it. But guess what? It doesn't end there. I wanted to add some more bling to this cake, so I'm going in with some edible gold leaves. Guys, let me tell you, the gold leaves that you take out of that long jar, it is not the right one. You see the ones I'm using out of that sheet of paper? You can buy them from Amazon or any cake decorating supply store. This is the right edible gold leaves, all right? And look at that. I'm just using a little brush to take up the gold leaf and put it along the edge of my cake. Please don't make the mistake of using your finger to do this. Anything that gold leaf touches apart from the brush, the gold leaf will stick to it. So if you try to touch it with your finger, it will just stick on your finger and you won't be able to get it off. So a brush is the best way to apply that. And look at that. I'm loving this cake. I'm going to be giving my clients a cake topper and a single gold candle with this cake, and then they'll do their thing. She didn't want anything too over the top, and I think this is absolutely cute. If you are a beginner baker, I promise you that you can pull off this cake design in minutes. It's very cute and it's very trendy. I used my airbrush kit to change the color of that white fondant and I'm loving it. I'm now considering what ribbon to put around the cake board. I decided to go with that gold one with the help of my TikTok viewers that were watching me make this video on live. And I'm happy with it. If you love this video, please like, share, and make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, keep on baking.